how to get people to understand that you are a serious businesswoman. You're just serious about a lot of things at once. Mm-hmm. And I'm so happy that through the shift in the mindsets of the collective consciousness has changed, where now we can acknowledge that people with multi-careers or multi-facets to their personalities that are handling it well do deserve a place in the lexicon of strong business owners, right? And that is what you are to me. You are a strong business owner. You are a person that always comes from service, always helping others, yet still finds the time to accomplish so many of those things that you just throw off into a little basket and say, oh yeah, I did that, check, next thing. I mean,
I just want to do stuff. Like, I don't plan on being a recording artist going on tour, but that was just on my list. I wanted to make a song, and I did. You know, so if I get that Grammy, you know, I'm back to the red carpet.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, hello there, Flawless family. It is I, Tiara Walker, and welcome back, or welcome if it's your first time, to another episode of Flawless Living Made Simple, Winning Mindsets. Now, I know it's been a couple of weeks, you guys. However, today we have a guest that through all the scheduling, okay, my good friend, I have finally been able to get her here on the couch, okay? You know I love to move our locations around, and our offices encompass many different rooms for many different vibes. So, of course, today we had to come into our coziest, homiest sitting area, our welcome area, as we welcome this multi-hyphenate, okay? She is a multi-hyphenate. She is a multi-business owner, a mover, a shaker, a connector, the amazing and sexy unicorn, okay? Sonya Z. Phillips.
Woo-hoo! Hey, you guys. I'm so happy to be here with you. I'm so excited to be here with Tiara. You know, I'm just happy to be here. So let's get into it.
Let's get into it, girl. You know what? Now, first of all, we cannot skip over the fact that included in your multi-hyphenate is the fact that you are a published author.
I am.
Now, with that shirt so prominently being displayed, and it's really dope too. You know I love a cutoff, okay? With that shirt being so prominently displayed, we definitely want to just start off with showing everyone your newest book in the edition of you being an author. Now, we're going to get into that a little bit later. And like I just told our viewers, you and I have been friends literally since I stepped off the boat and started becoming a Hampton Roads resident. So that means you and I have been friends for over 20 years, okay?
Yeah.
Iron sharpens iron. Okay, and I am so thankful to know you and happy to have you on the show.
Yes, I'm happy to be here.
Yes, so most people that are watching are going to know you from first and foremost yourself as a seamstress, a designer. So please just give us an idea of what started you, because I know that is your oldest business, if not your only business. What started you on the path to designing, to redesigning, and then of course sustainably designing, because she also has a sustainable designing business too, you guys. We're about to get into it.
Okay, well, again, thank you so much, Tiara, for having me here. You know, I'm excited to be here with you guys. And, you know, I'll just kind of start by paying homage to my mom. My mom was a single parent. You know, I never knew my father. I'm an only child. And I'm a bit of a spoiled child, but not so much financially. But I definitely am individual. I like things my way. And growing up, she thrifted. One of your favorite things to do. Almost all of my clothes were secondhand, and even though some of the clothes I knew where they came from, but some of them I didn't, I always had that complex that when I would go to school, somebody's gonna know this was somebody else's thing. So early on, I started styling and redesigning things. You know, covering up stuff, you know, just the styling part of it started, I'll say, in middle school.
Okay.
In 7th grade, home ec was my first experience with an actual sewing machine, actually learning the skill set of sewing in 7th grade. And then when I was about 19 is when I really was just out in the world. You know, I was partying, so going to the club, I was going to formal things. even though I was a little older, I had like a little young thing, so I went to his prom. So that was my first that was my first like major thing I made was a prom dress. I wore to, it was like a friend of mine that was like maybe 2 years younger than me, and I went to his prom. But as time went on, I noticed a trend. Like the only places I could find something for short plus size women would be like Ashley Stewart, Catherine's, Cato's, JCPenney.
Right.
And I was that person. I don't want to go to the all black party and have on the same dress as every plus size woman in there.
Right.
And you might have had 3 choices at Ashley Stewart, And so I just really started designing my own, like with upcycling, like started with things I had and just maybe cutting off the arm or cutting a hole in the side or cutting the back out and putting a tie string on, just changing the look of what I already had.
Right.
And then I kind of got into like swimwear and performance wear, and I worked in a nightclub, so I had it was performers there, bottle girls there, so I ended up those from Hampton Roads that know about it, Picasso's Thursday and Friday night.
Yes.
So I had the party girls for Picasso's coming on Wednesday and Thursday to get their party outfit.
Yes.
Mr. Magic, all them places. Y'all know I'm talking about, y'all from here.
Yes.
And so Broadway, even though I wasn't old enough to be in there, I was in there,
Right. And
so,
the thing is, speaking of that though, the interesting thing is about fashion is how far it's come.
Yes.
In such a short period of time, because now that we are a bit older and we're out, and I'm always still moving around, and a lot of the outfits that the younger women wear today, they weren't even on the market. It wasn't just for short and fluffies. It was for tall and skinnies too, because there were no clothes for the level of naked we wanted. Yes, no, Sonya, seriously. Speaking of the fashion for back then, truly, I'm talking about there were no clothes that were available for the type of party wear that we wanted to wear back then. I mean, don't get me wrong. A lot of the stuff that we were wearing at that time was informed by Little Kim and Foxy Brown and the outfits that they have now. After all those years, you find out that the stuff they had was custom, even though it was made specifically by designers. So a lot of us that were a part of that 2000s that wanted to have on so many of those outfits that you can easily just go to the store today and buy, like the panty shorts, the crop tops. I mean, everything nowadays is a crop top.
Arm, asymmetrical stuff.
Right. I mean, it was nothing like that. Not even booty shorts. You had to make them.
You had to make them. The Daisy Dukes was our version
exactly.
of that.
If you wanted a Daisy Duke, you had to duke it yourself.
Yes.
There was nowhere to go buy stuff like that.
Right.
To get the right fit. So it is so. It just shows your vision and you as a visionary.
Yeah.
To be able to have started a business that has sustained for so long.
23 years. I've had a business license for 23 years, but I've been sewing, especially like since I've been 19. I've been selling under the table, testing the market is what they call it now.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And you tested the market successfully because to still be in business after all this time. And now tell us a little bit more first on your multi-hyphenate, because we're going to go through everything. Okay. Now tell us some more about the other businesses that have sprung from your gift as a seamstress and designer, like your pet line and the other things. I know this stuff, you guys. I gotta kind of coach her because she has so many things that she does that she's not going to forget. I just want to make sure that we put it all out to you so that when you look down at the link in bio and you're reaching out to Sonya to grab her services or her products, that in fact you know exactly what you're reaching out for. Okay? So tell us more about the different things and aspects that you do of designing.
So you mentioned the pet wear, and I've had pets in my lifetime, but I just think it's so cute when I see the people with their little dogs or their big dogs. And being a plus size woman, I like making big dog stuff, because if you notice, you don't find a lot of cute stuff for the big dogs, and so especially during the pandemic, I made like matching like face masks and scarves for the owners to match the little pet clothes. And I love high fashion, and I found that there is a space for like designer like how you would go to prom or go to a gala for pets. There's like the fancy dresses for the dogs and the cats, and hats and jewelry and all that stuff. So I just got really enthralled in that world of high pet fashion. And so I make simple stuff too, but that's something I love to design is couture pet fashion. And so, really you know, I do it by, you know, by demand. You know, I'll make sometimes just for showpieces, but I have a certain level of clientele that order certain things because they want their fur baby to look a certain way, you know.
Absolutely.
And
they want their fur baby to serve a look. Okay.
Yes. And I think, you know, for me, I don't have children. I do have some godchildren, and I have a little. Well, she's not little some more. She's in college, but I call her my cousin Nista because she's my cousin, but she kind of like my niece. But we both love fashion, so the fashionista part. And so, so I've always had fur babies, you know, and so that's why I love the pet stuff. Going into what Stretch Couture has this kind of sprung off to in 2017, I had my first paid sewing client. So I used to do sewing meetups, and that kind of leads into this book. Is like I didn't feel worthy to charge someone to hire me as a teacher because I was self-taught and I didn't go to fashion school, and I just didn't feel good enough. I guess they call it the imposter syndrome now. But back in 2017, when the young man asked me to teach him how to sew, you know, I didn't know that terminology back then. I just know I didn't feel good enough to take somebody's money because I felt like a fake because I didn't have a school education around the sewing. And then I was like, you already know how to sew, because he would take like shirts and like cut the sleeve off or take the pocket and then put it on a different shirt. So he could like sew a straight line basically. But I was like, you already know how to sew. What do you need me for? He's like, well, I want to do what you do. I want to make my own outfits. I don't know how to do that. So he literally had to beg me to take his $25 is what I ended up charging him for his first sewing class. And this was in like a December of 2017. And so I showed up and I used like newspaper. So I said, bring the shirt you want to replicate. I brought newspaper and I said, bring the fabric you want to use. And so we made like a t-shirt style, but out of African print material. Okay. So I showed him the process of how to make your patterns and then how to like put them all together. So at the end of this class, maybe about an hour and a half in, he held up his shirt and he was just smiling from ear to ear. He was like, thank you so much. You know, he said some other stuff too, I remember. But it's like I was stuck in my own head at that moment. And you could just imagine an ice cream cone in the sun just melting down. I felt those layers of unworthiness just melt away from me as I saw his smile and I saw his level of accomplishment. And in that moment, I knew I would say I knew I was worthy, but I didn't know that was the word. I know what it felt like in 2017, but now I can tell you what's associated with that feeling.
Yeah, what is that?
Unworthiness, you know, not feeling valuable, you know. And so for me, he validated me in that moment. And so I added sewing classes to my website. And so going into 2018, I offered sewing classes for $25. And then there's like come up to down the road, I still started working on myself and walking into my value. And going into the pandemic is when I really say if this was my value, maybe a negative number before having that sewing client, and then it moved up maybe right here after having him to validate me. And so now fast forward to the pandemic, I'm like here because now at this point I know that what I bring to the marketplace is super valuable. And when the pandemic happened and there were no PPE, I was making face masks out of bed sheets and t-shirts. Okay, because when it first happened, it wasn't about fashion. It was about survival.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely. And
the fact that the stores were closed, shipping wasn't moving, there was no PPE. I met with a nurse practitioner that had been wearing the same face mask for 2 weeks. Working in a nursing home. COVID spreading like wildfire. Her staff had no more. Okay, so I made these face masks for this nurse practitioner. And mind you, I'm very service oriented. So my first experience with the face mask was complimentary. It was about networking. We talked about building that network. Somebody in my network knew her. They brought us together. And she showed up with the pattern and the sheets, and I went to work. And then during that time, I started making them for other people. I went to Joann's and the line was wrapped around the corner, but people were like, it's hours to get in. They don't even have nothing. And if you're familiar with the Hilltop area of Virginia Beach, I went across the Ollie's. Well, nobody in Ollie's. I spent 2 hours looking at the back of bed sheets because a lot of sheets are microfiber now. But again, keep in mind, it was about breathability in the beginning. And so I got like over maybe $200 worth of sheets. Like, I'm talking about Egyptian cotton, you know, very high quality cotton fabrics.
Right.
Then I'm walking by and I'm seeing the Gildan shirts, you know, the irregulars. And so I bought like a basket full of those. And so here I am during the whole pandemic, you know, I figured it out, you know,
Right.
so
Absolutely.
being outside the box helped me. So why don't people stand in line at Joann's? I'm over here getting the resources I need.
Right.
Okay. And then moving on. So sewing classes is a major thing that's what I really pivoted to during the pandemic, that I loved in my business more than making the things for people. I realized I wanted to empower others.
Yes.
And so so during the pandemic, I not only did a community service by making the face masks for people, especially that nurse. Then I turned around and showed some of my sewing students how to make them. And then I also monetized. So I sold face masks too, and I made money. But it got to be overwhelming, and I realized that of all the things in my business, the teaching is what I value the most and what lit me up. And so that's the biggest, I say, pivot that came from the original business is teaching the sewing classes.
Okay.
And so then again, during 2019 going into 2020, right in the pandemic, is when the Sexxxy Unicorn was born. I was doing my own self-love search. I had an opportunity to go to the Bahamas with one of my best friends and had a chance to unplug and really do some inner work. And I just really thought about like all the people that is really intimate with fashion and custom. So sometimes I'm with these women that look all put together, but now I'm in this private space. They're telling me they hate themselves, they hate their kids, they hate their husband, they hate their job, they hate their business, they hate their arms, they hate their underwear, you know. And it's like I'm this unofficial counselor, so to speak.
Right.
But
that's what styling is, though.
Yeah.
Styling is an unofficial counseling kind of career, because a lot goes into, a lot more than people will admit. A lot goes into your choice of clothes, the reason you buy certain clothes, the reason you dress a certain way.
Right.
Some people are dressing to cover. Some people are dressing to be uncovered. Some people are covering up different things about themselves. I tell people all the time that for myself, one of the biggest things that I personally do is that when I'm feeling my lowest is when I dress the very best.
Okay.
So that is when I put on everything. Now, that's not to say I'm not always going to serve a look, because I do that.
Yeah.
I'm saying that I know that for me, having on really nice colors and a well-coordinated outfit, it doesn't have to be new, it doesn't necessarily have to be expensive, but when I know that everything about me is sharp, it lifts my mood in such a way that it creates a joy that no matter how good or bad the day is going, that no one can shake off, right? It's like my armor. I tell people that all the time. It's like my armor. When I get dressed for the day, I'm looking like, what is the vibe for the day and how will I show up in the world? Because people don't understand how much of an impact what you wear does make. As you move throughout spaces, as you look to grow your business, your career, your clothes do matter. People always want to minimize it. Clothes matter. So now, after we've talked a little bit about your amazing career in fashion, you did mention several times throughout our conversation, as you were informing us about that, about your heart being of service. So I know that we had a period of time where we did not see each other because you were traveling, working at the bank.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And
Yes,
so we would run into each other, but you would be traveling, working for that bank. So please give people a, because this is, and let me tell you why I'm asking this, okay?
Yeah.
Because just now in the last section, you were talking about like this feeling of like unworthiness, and you didn't feel this and feel that, and I like to think of you And so many of my friends with all these skills, and this is the reason why you're on winning mindsets too.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just because you're my friend, it's because of that winning mindset. Here's why. It's because just like Jackie Glass always says, you are a certified doer.
Yes.
So it's kind of like to have questioned yourself in an area such as sewing. And I know you hold as many degrees as you do. See, that's the part.
Yeah.
Is that Sonya, tell it, how many degrees do you have, Sonya?
I don't know, like a bunch. I mean, I don't know.
How many? I'm gonna say it again. How many degrees?
I mean, I got 2 from TCC, 2 associates. I got ODU, bachelor's.
Bachelor in what? No, don't skip it.
Oh,
no,
bachelor.
Winning mindsets.
Okay, I have a bachelor from ODU in biology and a minor in international business.
Okay. This one, the biology. Okay, go ahead.
Let me see. I got the certified yoga, certified nutritionist. That's new. That's one of my newest. Right now, digital marketing specialist from Duke University. I just, I'm 80% done, but I already got my certificate in that one. What else? Life coaching, certified financial coach.
Right. So with all of that, that's not even. Go to
my LinkedIn if you really want to know. Go to my LinkedIn. It's all there.
Yes, it's all there. But the reason we're discussing it, the reason we're discussing it is because sometimes those are the things that we forget. Is that, and I know that what you were speaking of was a time that you're well past now, obviously, because we got the book, right?
Yes.
So we know that your healing has occurred, okay? Yeah. That you have went through the dark night of the soul. Yeah. You have faced yourself head on, and you have said, I am worthy of all that the universe, the creator, has for me, and I'm going to walk in it, right?
Yes,
we know that's where you are now. I just want you to acknowledge that you've also done the work, right? Yeah. It's like doing the work is the game changer.
Yeah.
Is it not?
Yeah.
Is it that we look at ourselves and we feel these imposter syndromes, we feel this unworthiness,
right?
Because those thoughts are always going to creep up in our mind, especially in the age of social media, and or you as a person that's always at an event, always being invited to an event, always watching other people receiving awards, which you receive many awards yourself. Right? No, just hear me on this. Here's my point.
Okay.
So again, you see how just now, even when I said you received many, even in the midst of us discussing the fact that you've received so many accolades and awards, because out of all the things that you just mentioned, we haven't even gotten, to your sustainability and art installations that you've had at Norfolk State Botanical Gardens. Where else, Sonya?
See, at the Slover. I participated in the Juneteenth one.
Okay.
And so I've had 2 at the Botanical Gardens. The one at Norfolk State, the Slover. I've hosted my own things.
Yes.
But, I don't know.
And just like we always say on the show, you guys, that's the thing. For some reason, the people that most attract me to come on this show to share their stories with you are the people with a heart of service, because it so closely mirrors where my own thoughts and my own intentions for the community, for our people, for others is. And this woman that is sitting before us and all that she's overcome, has tons of accolades, is a certified artist, and still cannot fully acknowledge the magnitude of all the lives you've touched.
Yeah.
You are
I say that in my song. Every life I touch means so much. If you listen to my song,
Sonya has a song right now on iTunes, y'all.
And Spotify. And you can tag me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
Listen, this
Sonya Z, the Sexxxy Unicorn, Let Me Live. Go run it up. Thank you.
Yes, and we are also sisters in Women Who Lead.
Yes, we are Women Who Lead.
Yay! So you figure that's the thing, is that this lady, she is the thing is that in knowing you all this time, I don't want to say she is I want to say that in knowing you all this time, I know one of the biggest challenges that we've always talked about is that, you had so many things you want to do, and you could never really figure out how to dispel it to the community, how to get people to understand that you are a serious businesswoman. You're just serious about a lot of things at once. And I'm so happy that through the shift in the mindsets of the collective consciousness has changed. where now we can acknowledge that people with multi-careers or multi-facets to their personalities that are handling it well do deserve a place in the lexicon of strong business owners, right? And that is what you are to me. You are a strong business owner. You are a person that always comes from service, always helping others, yet still finds the time to accomplish so many of those things that you just throw off into a little basket and say, oh yeah, I did that, check, next thing. I mean,
I just want to do stuff. Like, I don't plan on being a recording artist going on tour, but that was just on my list. I wanted to make a song, and I did. So if I get that Grammy, I'll invite you to the red carpet.
Thank you. I'll just be there helping to style you. I'll just be off to the side. I don't have to be in front of you. It's just one of the things. It's like, I just realized that, people never really finish that full quote of jack of all trades, master of none, but more than a master of one. Right. So that's the thing, is that I can master more than one thing. So I can just tell you right now, just like say with the sewing, I've done my 10,000 hours. I've been sewing like for a business since I was 19. So I have over 30 years. I'm 49. I'll be 50 next year, y'all. So those wondering, I'm not one of them little girls. I'll be 50 next year. But juicy.
I am juicy, girl. But all I'm saying is I have 30 years of experience.
Yes.
In the fashion industry. So when people are like, oh well, what's your one thing? So that's the one thing I would say that has been consistent for 30 years is fashion. So I've done my 10,000, 100,000 hours, whatever the number is, to be an expert. And now that I'm moving into the social media content creation, and I tell people this all the time, I may not have 5,000 followers on Instagram, but I got 5,000 followers in real life, because it's about real relationships. Right. Okay. And I just know I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. I remember being on AOL Instant Messenger when it was dial up. You couldn't be on the phone and the internet at the same time. You had to choose. And I remember the MySpace and Facebook. I still have my original Facebook when it was only for college students, And so what I can say is I've been in this influencer content creation, but I wasn't a social media influencer. I was an influencer. Mm-hmm. So like they say, it's nothing new. It's nothing new under the sun. Yes. But, so I am an influencer, not just a social media influencer.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I mean, because everybody knows you.
Not everybody. It's somebody new to me. So connect with me, y'all. I want to meet you.
Connect with her, but I'm sure that if you ask somebody that you know and you're within the Hampton Roads, Virginia, Eastern Seaboard, that you are familiar, or someone is familiar with Sonya Z Phillips, okay?
Well, let me just say this.
This friend of mine has been such a joy to me, because one of the things that I want to just thank you for publicly is that you always speak my name, right? Mm-hmm. You always speak my name. I know you do. You don't always say you do. You always invite me. And I just appreciate that. And I appreciate just knowing you and just being your friend, your genuine sister friend, cousin. I tell people all the time, Sonya is my sister cousin, because we are like cousins. And we have been through all our different changes, and we still just stay together, So now, with all that being said, okay, we talked about your song.
Yes.
We talked about all your degrees.
Okay.
All of the stuff that acknowledges not only that you're a certified doer, but that you did it. Okay, Okay.
I'm still doing it.
Hit it. Doing it. So still doing it. Okay. And then now, your most recent project, this is just the most recent. However, this is what we're pushing now, and we want to make sure that you guys see. And I was actually able to receive one of these initially. I was like one of the first copy getters. Don't be jealous.
No, because you actually proofed it for me.
Don't listen. Do not be jealous, okay? So let me tell you guys about this. This is called the Sexxxy Unicorn's Guide to Divine Feminine. Mm-hmm. Channel your $1 billion boss babe energy, okay? So you see her with the shirt on. And then this is actually a guided journal, okay? To help you to channel your $1 billion babe boss energy. So this will actually help you to direct your thoughts, to organize your thoughts, to organize a plan. And like my bestie always says, you want to write it down and make it plain.
That's
right. So that's what you're doing with this guide here that you can order on Amazon. Anywhere else, Sonya?
Well, I mean, if you're in Hampton Roads, you can hit me up. I have physical copies on me, and then there's a digital copy available through Amazon, through Kindle, and you can order the paperback on Amazon as well.
Yes, and so this is a guided journal for anyone looking to channel not only their divine feminine, but their billion-dollar boss babe energy, right? Because all of us are working towards something. So you don't have to be an entrepreneur to get this book.
No, it's for anybody.
Anyone can use this book, and this is also, I believe, a great Christmas or holiday gift for the nieces and daughters that are teens and up in your life. This is a great college gift. Like if you're off at school and you want to give your daughter something to allow her to keep her journaling her thoughts and moving herself forward, or your nieces. This is an amazing grandbabies, okay, because I know I got a lot of viewers. Your grandbabies, okay, there's teens and tweens and young ladies and other women in your life. This is a great. And how much is this, Sonya?
So it's $33 on Amazon for the paperback.
Okay.
It's $9.99 for the Kindle. But right now, if you come to one of my events and you purchase it from me, you get a signed copy for $25.
Wow, what a deal, girl! Is this your holiday sale?
No, I was doing it before the holidays. It's just, for me, I get a little discount when I do the author's copy, so I can pass on some of that savings to you. And depending on how much we connect, I may even send you a free digital copy.
All right. See, now that's really dope. And then with the digital copy, how would they be able to actually journal it? Can they journal it?
Yeah, so I have it's a PDF, so you can print it. You can print it.
Okay, okay.
And you can do page by page, because the way it's set up is 15 chapters. They all have a small little prompt, and they say for example, we'll do one. Let's start with the first one, the self-love one.
Okay.
For example, it says self-love. In this section, we explore how self-love is the foundation of your divine power and the first step to unlocking your billion-dollar boss babe energy. Embracing self-love practices, whether it is morning meditation, affirmations, or luxurious skincare routine, creates the confidence you need to step into your abundance. And then I give you a prompt. So I say, what self-love rituals can you incorporate into your life to boost your confidence as a boss babe? And then I touch on your money mindset by asking you, how will these practices help you manifest money and success? Because a lot of us have gifts and talents that we give away for free to our friends and our family, that if you're sitting around thinking, I need some extra money, what can I do? When you take that time to go inward with yourself and think about, what are my talents, my treasures, and what do I have time to do? What am I already doing that I can get money from? And so when you really think about maybe even what you love to do that you do for free, maybe someone out there will be willing to pay you for that.
Absolutely.
And I think it's just understanding that we are worthy, for wealth. And it's not about the money. It's about what the money can do. It's the feeling you get. Like our thing, let's talk about catamarans.
Okay.
So we will be wealthy because we're going to spend our lives sailing on the catamarans.
Absolutely.
And so for me, I'm like, hey, I don't know, I might end up being in a membership where I get access to a catamaran every day.
Right.
But I don't want the $100,000. I want the feeling that I'm going to have laying out on the catamaran.
Not me, baby.
I'm just saying.
No, I know, but I'm saying, I got to admit, because you're right. That's the thing. The thing about this book, see, she was about, I got it. Okay. Look, the thing about this
time.
Thank you. Look, give me 5. Okay, the thing about this journal is it is going to increase whatever it is that you desire for yourself.
That's right.
Just like we just talked about. It's all about you utilizing the journal to write it down and make it plain for how you feel, right?
For you feel, yes.
For what it is that you desire, right? And when
For
people
your
come
own
on the show,
self-discovery.
right, I'm asking these questions because we all want to know, and because I want to highlight your winning mindset. At the same time, you're going to get a little Tiara opinion. And I got to acknowledge that for me, just being a member of the Catamaran is not it, because everybody that knows me knows that I'm working my what is the Catamaran. So
right.
I have my why, my what is the Catamaran.
Right.
So when we are on the Catamaran, owned by Walker One, right? Then that would be the manifestation of a goal that I set in place not too long ago. It hasn't been that long. I have a timeline. Just again, it's about writing it down and making it plain. So
right.
when I got my journal, that is one of the things that's in there. And anything that I write, anywhere that I have written anything about my goals that I choose or am manifesting, right. that Catamaran is included. Because I believe in repeating it, right?
Right?
Having repetition in order to see what you wish and what he said visually in your mind in order to bring it forward, right?
Right.
So that's the thing, is that you're bringing forward, because manifestation is not just wishing, it's working and planning and visualizing towards what the goal is that you want to wish, right? That you want to receive, not wish, that you want to receive. Mm-hmm. And so manifestation is the realization in real time of a goal set in action, right. whether it be work, whether it be prayer. There is something that you are doing to bring that forth to you. Right. Because my belief is that you deserve and can see everything that he said, right? However, it's not going to just walk in the door, right? You've got to walk out the door and get it going, okay? That's just how it goes. And so those are my beliefs. I just feel that with this journal, this will allow you to further push forward your goals, because as many times as you can write it down and see it for yourself and visualize it for yourself, whether it be in your notes app, and it's not a physical writing, whether it's with, I believe a pencil is the best way. However, you can use a pen, a magic marker, a paintbrush, whatever it is that best resonates with your soul and guides your soul to reach your manifestations is what we're working towards. And that's why I feel like this journal and this guide is such a great blessing and a great gift, right?
Now, I want to touch on the second part of it where it says channel your $1 billion boss babe energy. And so I mentioned about perhaps this Catamaran is a membership, because I will be launching a membership community in January where it is called the $1 Billion Boss Babe Collective, because my goal is to help 1,000 or more women entrepreneurs make it to 7 figures. I have a team of $1 million mentors that have either earned $1 million in their businesses or have taken a company to $1 million. And with the help of these $1 million mentors and my own coaching, as well as other resources, my goal is to have this 1,000+ millionaires. And as a collective, as a group, we will be a billionaire. And so that's the thing when I speak about membership, when I speak about the collective, that's just so understand, you guys, you don't have to do it by yourself.
You do not.
Okay?
You do
and sometimes you need to ask for help.
Yes.
Okay? And that's one piece of advice I give everyone when they say, oh, I'm a new business owner. This is, what I'm doing. What piece of advice you have for me? And I say the number one thing is get a mentor. Yep. Get someone that can help you. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't necessarily feel like you have to have a mentor in your same industry. I think that's great if you can get someone willing to help you that is where you want to go. But sometimes just having a business mentor, having someone that has a complementary business that is where you want to go, that can talk to you about keeping your books. When I started my business 23 years ago, nobody told me about bookkeeping. Nobody talked to me about taxes. Nobody talked to me about hiring employees. All those things, I had to figure it out. I knocked on the doors. Knock and it shall be open.
That's
Seek
right.
and you will find.
Yeah.
And so I went out and I sought out the resources. Mm-hmm. So now, 30 years in the game, I can make it a lot easier for the next person by providing my coaching and my guidance and, giving you a little real talk, because it ain't all rainbows and sunshine, period. Okay? Mm-hmm. So for me, I just kind of feel like that's the thing we have to think about, is that we don't have to do it by ourselves.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I mean, I definitely know that as a solo entrepreneur, that is one of the hardest things to acknowledge.
Yeah.
Not so much that you need help, but even acknowledging that you might need to reach out for some help. I know for myself that is the bigger challenge. So it's not so much that I need help. It's wrapping my mind around the fact that I might need help, right? So that's the thing. And I definitely understand how the value of mentors, because in combination, since starting my company, I have definitely been able to grow. I've definitely been able to grow quite a bit by the value of mentors. And so you figure that if it wasn't for those mentors, there are so many things along the way that I wouldn't have been able to really embrace or understand from a different perspective. So as a solo entrepreneur, one of the biggest things that I can say about mentors is that it's allowed me and given me the grace of looking at someone else's perspective outside of your own. So I think there's a thing to be said about guarding your vision, staying true to your vision, and knowing that your objectives and your missions do not have to change. However, having other people's input into the mindset of how you're going about it can allow you to think bigger, to think wider, to have more resources in that, right? And so I think that mentors are just extremely important, right? And I didn't even realize that I had the mentors that I had until I really kind of put it in the concept of, oh, wait a minute. I talk to you about business all the time. You give me advice that I trust, right?
That's right.
And that I can value and use to move me forward with no, you're not asking me for anything in return for this, right? And that's the biggest thing, right? It's like mentors are people that are willing to share the information without gatekeeping you or without requiring a charge or a fee. Now, this is not to say that mentors, you're not going to be reciprocal and that you're not going to send business their way, or you're not going to find other ways to provide value for your mentor, okay? Because that is the point, is that you may not be providing a monetary value, but you are providing value because you yourself and your business is valuable. So it's many times in speaking to my mentors where I say something that they may not have thought about, right? I didn't mean to, because I'm learning from them, but at the same time, you're providing value in that situation. It's the reason why they choose to work with you as a mentee, right? So there's so many valuable benefits for having mentors in your business and your sector, even if it's just for certain things, right? It's really valuable. But
I would say, going back to the monetary piece of it, sometimes you will find mentors that do have a fee, but you will also find in that same wheelhouse coaches, consultants, other titles. But at the end of the day, you're investing something, whether it's your time, whether it's your money. It may be a...
So mentors charge fees?
Yeah, sometimes you can find... Okay, I'll give you an example. One of my social media clients, she bought a mentorship that was $20,000, and it had to do with digital marketing. So she was invited to a conference in Miami, and the organization is called Rich From Anywhere. So if you're looking for digital marketing, I say it was really good. So she could bring a +1. So she invited me to go. So I paid for my flight, and I paid for like some other things to make her, because she had the hotel room and the event. So I paid for some other stuff just to kind of say, hey girl, let me give you something. And I didn't realize that the membership was like $20,000. So I'm down there, I'm in the room with people that are part of like Grant Cardone's mentorship, which was $50,000. Other high dollar, what's the guy name with the heavy voice? Can't think of his name. But one of those other high dollar people. And so these guys, they taught me in an in-person thing how to do Facebook ads. So
but that's coaching.
No, but that's mentorship. No, so this is the thing. The mentorship piece of it, that's what they called it. Their mentorship was them having the monthly meetings with you, having the one-on-ones with you. They called it a mentorship that cost money. So that's what I'm saying. So basically,
Well, I am now selling mentorships.
Yeah.
If you would like to sign up on my membership, just look down below, because I did not realize that that's what they called it. Because I am a big follower. I'm a big follower of several of those speakers. I love motivational speech. I love, even with Lisa Nichols.
Oh yeah,
she's my favorite currently. However, there are many amazing speakers out there. I am also a speaker myself. I just did not realize that mentorship costs money. I thought that was just coaching. And so I guess everything is semantic. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and just open up mentorship. So if you would like me to help you to have a better mindset and how to grow your real estate business, just look below, get in contact with me, and you can pay. I'm going to set it up. So thank you, Sonya, for that good idea. See, that's my sister cousin. So now we're doing mentorships. 2025 mentorships all year.
I was just looking.
She's looking it up for mentorship.
Yeah, I'm asking ChatGPT, y'all, just to kind of see.
Yeah.
So
because I always thought, from my understanding, and I mean, I can. Here's the thing: is that this is winning mindsets. Let me tell you the mindset of a winner. A mindset of a winner is someone that's always willing to learn and grow. Mm-hmm. So if today on ChatGPT, Sonya determines, and she said she was down there with Grant Cordone's people, and they said that they were charging for mentorship, because I've actually recently talked to Evan Carmichael. Mm-hmm. And I recently talked to Evan Carmichael because I love his channel on YouTube as well. And as a matter of fact, me and one of his people, we talked. That's one of the reasons that this show is going so good. So shout out to you, Evan and team. Okay.
Woo!
So the point is but the thing is though, is that again, I've always thought that once you start adding a value onto the information that you provide to me, that I have to pay for, is that in fact is coaching and or what's that other thing from Women Who Lead that they told us about? So you got
sponsorship.
Exactly. See, I thought those were the ones, coaching and sponsorship were the ones where you would pay. I didn't realize that mentorship.
Well, it says low cost. So it says mentorship is a relationship where a more experienced individual, the mentor, provides guidance, advice, and support to a less experienced individual, the mentee, often focused on career or personal development. It says cost, typically free.
That's all. No, my point is that's all I want to say. Typically. But that's my point, is that, so watch yourself when you're paying for a mentor. That's all I'm going to say. Winning mindsets, family, flawless family. If a mentor is telling you to pay, then I'm not sure about that. It's coaching.
No, it says typically or low cost.
Low cost, $20,000 is not low cost. $50,000 is not low cost.
So
that's one of the reasons for this show, is to combat against people's bullshit.
Okay,
exactly.
Let me just read this last section.
Okay, read it. Because I'm pissed. I told you, didn't I say it? I said it. I said I'm open to learn, and this is bullshit. You're not going to charge me to be my mentor, because if you're with a mentor is someone that's going to actually engage with you with loving care. You know, my company is Professional Loving Care. The people that I mentor is a voluntary choice to assist someone to climb up that ladder behind me from the door that I opened. That is not what you charge. Now, if I put it below, you can pay me. Okay, you can pay me for you can pay me low cost. I'm only going to charge you $10,000.
Okay,
but I'm just saying.
That's nothing.
That's what I'm saying. $1 billion boss babe energy. Okay,
right.
But I'm saying that I would feel better with it framed as coaching.
Yes,
because I know that mentorship is typically free. Typically. Okay, we can use typically.
Yeah. So let me just say,
tomato.
Go on. Okay. It says when mentorship costs. Formal programs. Some organizations charge a fee for participation in structured mentorship programs,
like Women Who Lead,
professional associations, incubators. Premium mentorship. High-profile mentors or industry leaders may charge for their time if they offer a hybrid mentorship.
I'm charging you for
hybrid mentorship coaching model.
Okay. Exactly, coaching model.
Yeah, membership fees. Access to mentorship might be included as a part of a paid membership or networking group.
No, agreed. And I agree. I agree with all of this.
Yeah, so I feel like
ChatGPT, you ain't tell us nothing.
Right.
Because that's what I was just saying. And that's all I'm saying is that, and this is my sister cousin, Sonya Z Phillips. All her information is below. I hope at this point you are liking and subscribing, because you see this show get spicy, okay?
Spicy!
Woo, spicy!
So Yeah,
I'm just saying that I understand what premium. I now understand premium mentorship.
But see, this is the thing, right?
At the same time, this is one of the things that I fight to combat in our businesses. Is that I feel like that there is so much gatekeeping of information, and how much value can you really gain when you're putting out. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that there are organizations that you're paying $50,000 to go to a weekend cohort to be surrounded, and it's about being in the room, right?
Yes.
Because you want to be in the room with people that are ahead of you, that have bigger concepts. You do not want to be the smartest person in the room. Everybody can agree on that if you're looking to grow up. You don't want to, if you're the smartest person in the room, it's time to go to a new room, right? So we're not saying that there's no value in it. I'm just saying that a paid mentorship is really coaching. Yeah. And you just, you know.
So that's the summary is mentorship is often a free or low cost and driven by a mentor willing to guide and share their knowledge. Coaching is usually a paid service designed for targeted, results-driven development.
Look down below for my coaching plan, $10,000.
So this is the thing that I kind of, not so much mentoring, but I used to kind of get confused on coaching and consulting.
Okay.
Because what I realized, a coach is going to help you get the results. Like, say if I'm an athlete, right? And I have a coach, they're going to tell me what I should eat, how long I should practice, what I need to do for performance. If I have a consultant, they're going to suggest things that may or may not work for me.
Absolutely.
But they're not going to be by my side making sure I'm successful. They're just going to say, hey, here's some ideas that might work for you. Let me know how that goes. So the consultant gives their suggestions. And I feel like a lot of time in mentorships that are free is like, hey, this is what I would do. This is what I went through. This is what I would suggest. And here's my recommendations to you. Where if you have this coach that you're paying money for, this coach is going to hold your hand and try their best to get you to the finish line.
Oh, no. Now be clear. There is no doubt about the value of coaching, right? I believe there is a strong, extreme value, especially if you're not self-directed. Right? And that is something that each person has to take stock of in their journey, whether it be within a career field, whether it be in entrepreneurship. There is a certain thing about being self-directed. So for myself, I am self-directed. I don't mind being told what to do. And nobody has to tell me what to do either. Because I am going to make a plan and execute until it is complete, no matter what. That is what is in me. That is how I'm made. That's the cloth I'm cut from. That's right. However, there is a value in having someone to say, hey, even for myself as a self-directed person, to say, hey, this thing at this time will get you here. It's one of the things that is the difference between my business and my workout, right? Like my workout, I have like a coach. It's like an app coach thing. And when I get on that, it texts me throughout the day and say, hey, are you eating? It says, hey, are you eating? This is the time. This is what you should eat. This is this and this and that, right? And as a person that doesn't eat much, that's a coach. That's something. And then when it's time to do the workouts, it says these are the things that you need to do, right? However, if you are a person that can't figure out, you have an idea, but you can't figure out how to execute on it, right? There is a value in having a mentor to get you started and a coach to keep you going, right? Because so many people in my industry have benefited from coaches. I know plenty of agents that are top, super top agents that spent the money for 2 to 3, even 4 to 5 years. Some of them never given up on their coaches. And it's a person that meets with them every morning and says, or it might be on Monday, it might be on twice a week when they meet with them and they say, give me your deliverables, right? Based on what we said last time. And also, here's what you should be doing this week to ensure that, right? And that is valuable. That's why you can pay me $10,000 below, because I will do that for you, okay? If you need that, you let me know. In the meantime, if you are self-directed and still haven't quite found a coach, guess what? This book will get you started by writing down your vision and making it plain, right? And if your goal is to get a coach, this will also help you to find the income in order to pay the coach to keep you moving in the direction of your $1 billion boss babe energy.
That's
okay?
Right.
So ultimately, as funny as this episode has been, I hope you guys got some gems, okay? Now, this is my girl, my sister cousin, multi-hyphenate business owner, beautiful, Sexxxy Unicorn, Sonya Z Phillips. All her information, all her social medias, and her Amazon links will be below. Okay, now Sonya,
yes.
Before we let you go,
yes,
if you could give any advice to an up-and-coming multi-hyphenate like yourself on how to keep the mindset of a winner through every pivot, change, slope of the snow, and spring rains, and then those blooms come out again, what would it be?
Well, I can only speak for my own self. You gotta pray, man. I don't know what your religious thing is. I think it's about being religious and being spiritual. You know what I'm saying? Those are two different things. For those of you who don't know, it's a difference. So first and foremost, I'm a God person. You know, I pray and I show gratitude. And I think that going to the winning mindset part of it, I think it's really important to have an internal spirit control. Meaning, when something does not go the way you plan for it to go, instead of saying, you F this up, you can say, hey, that didn't go as planned. That was effed up. But what could I have done differently? What could I do differently next time? Okay, let's just say this outside person was perhaps the cause of this thing. You know, Lord, give me discernment so that I can choose better business partners or better relationships or better whatever, you know, and just really learning. So like they say, failing forward. Fail fast. Get back up and try again. You know, just get up. You know, just show up. You know, one of the best things that I can say from one of my coaches that, you know, I learned from was show up messy. Sometimes we are in our heads trying to make the perfect thing, whether it's a product or a service. While you in there making that perfect thing, somebody is on the corner selling C-grade work, making all the money.
You better say it.
So, you know, the prime example the person gave was McDonald's. McDonald's don't get the best hamburger. They don't even get the best French fries no more. They don't have the best anything. But guess what they do? They got the best real estate.
You better say it.
They make it convenient for you to drive through and get that food and quiet those kids so you can get 5 minutes of peace on the way home.
You better say it.
So them chicken nuggets might taste like cardboard, but guess what? As long as them kids get that toy in the box, they don't care.
Yep.
So it's not about being the best. It's about showing up.
Well, you know what? That is poignant, and that is saying a lot. And I definitely agree that I believe that showing up is half the battle. Showing up is half the battle.
Yeah.
And then, like I always say, and I'm going to say this pretty much every episode if it comes up, but one of the biggest game changers in my life has been truly understanding that you cannot control anything or anyone but yourself.
Yeah.
And once you acknowledge and fully can embrace that the only thing you have total and complete control of on this planet is you and this human body in which you exist, that it makes it a lot easier to deal with everything else outside of you. Because all you can, in fact, control is you, your response. You know, people always talk about your response. It's not just your response. It's your movements. It's your thoughts. It's your actions. All of that puts together and creates the life that you want to live or the life that you don't want to live. Your thoughts create your reality. So
I want to add one thing for you.
Yes, ma'am.
When you talk about Dreamshape,
you know what?
When you talk about Dreamshape, I gotta talk about my other baby. It's like leaving a kid at home.
Oh my gosh! You know what?
We talk about my baby.
We almost left her other child in the back seat and got out when it's 90
No, you can't leave the baby in the car.
Okay, you're right. And as a result, we are going to keep this thing going. Come on. One more section, because again, I told you Sonya was a multi-hyphenate, and I kind of forget about Dreamshape only because when I went over there the first time, I didn't ever schedule my treatment for my feet, and now it's like I don't need. I need the feet. I need the feet. That's what I be needing. I need my feet rubbed. So you think, but no, they do foot detox, right?
Yes,
exactly. That's what I'm talking about. The foot detox.
So
tell them about Dreamshape, which is now in its is it third year?
Yeah, third year.
Three. Listen, you guys. Now charge it to my head, okay? Not my heart, okay? Not my heart, because I repost the stuff.
Yeah, you
so
do.
Tell us about Dreamshape, please.
So hey, you guys. So Dreamshape Body Contouring is one of my babies that I have with one of my best friends. And together we started this business. Dreamshape is body contouring. So for those of you that don't know what that is, it is non-invasive treatments to help you lose weight. So you know how people are always talking about the BBLs and getting the surgery, but we have treatments to just target the fat areas. Like say if you're doing all the right things, you're working out, you're drinking your water, you're eating healthy, but you just can't get rid of that pudge or that side fat. With the technology we have, we can target that fat and basically melt it away. We offer ultrasound cavitation. We offer laser lipo, which is basically melting the fat. We offer, say you have the cottage cheese cellulite, we have tools to help break down that cellulite. And we have vacuum therapy. Say you had a gastric bypass or you lost a lot of weight and your skin is a little bit loose. We have treatments to help tighten and firm those things up. Say you you ain't packing and you lacking. You need a little.
That was a little shady. I must admit. That was a little.
What?
I'm just.
Don't be mad because I'm packing and you lacking.
I'm not. I'm dragging a wagon. I don't
okay.
Know what you talking
well,
about.
we do offer butt enhancement treatments. All of these things are non-invasive, no surgery, no downtime. And right now, we are running a special 2 treatments for $99.
Wow.
For you to come in. Our normal package is like $299. So
that's a sale. That's gonna be below too. Yeah.
So we just invite you to contact us because it's about education. A lot of people just don't understand.
Right.
So just adding them. Like I said, I just completed my nutrition certification. So my tagline is: we help you reach your weight loss and wellness goals.
Okay.
And so we offer the coaching, meaning that it costs money.
That?
So
10,000?
No, it's not 10,000. Like I said, all of our packages start at like $299 and up, depending on, because we offer cool sculpting. So the cool sculpting is a little bit more, it's $500.
Woo.
But what I am offering right now is a free meal plan to any of the clients that purchase anything because I can.
Okay, yes.
You know, because I'm trying to grow my nutrition practice part a little bit more.
Yes.
And, you know, we do have a Facebook community where I post nutritious recipes and tips and things like that. So it's a Dreamshape Body, Mind, and Spirit on Facebook.
Okay.
It is a private community, so I will have to let you in. And you know, we encourage the accountability piece. So we do offer accountability coaching, meaning that I think sometimes people need that person to say, "Hey, girl, you drinking your water? Hey, girl, did you work out today?" You know, that kind of thing. And so we offer the physical treatments, like the foot detox, the body contouring, facials. We have a steam sauna. We also offer that nutritional side of the house, and we offer that support side of the house.
Wow. I mean, this is really good. And I apologize that we almost missed Dreamshape because it wasn't,
my baby.
Yes, it really wasn't purposeful. And I'm happy that we were able to get it in because we invited you here to talk about your winning mindset.
Yes.
So we have talked about you as a seamstress and designer, a sustainable artist, a multi-degree holder, and multi-certification holder, a author. Now tell them about, don't you have another book though that's already out?
Yeah, so my very first opportunity to be published was with Dr. Karen Hills Pruden. I did the Sister Leaders, the very first Sister Leaders in 2021. It was myself and 17 other authors, and we collectively leveraged our networks, and we all are Amazon best-selling authors.
Yes.
And so Sister Leaders does have a community, and so that was my first opportunity being published. But since then, I have published other things that you can find on my website, the SonyaZPhillips.com below. Or if you go to Amazon and search my name, Sonya Z Phillips, some of my other things will come up. And most of the things that I have out there are in like I have a journal to help people that are going through the body contouring or the weight loss journey, so they can document it. Because a lot of times we don't realize how far we've come because we're not documenting the journey. So I created a journal to help our clients to say what treatments they're having, how they're feeling. It has a journaling page in there. It has information about your mental health, because that's the thing to keep in mind, that life is just a journey, and sometimes we don't check in with ourselves and how we're doing mentally. We might look good, but we don't always feel good, and so I think that weight loss is not just a physical journey. And so so that journal is available. I also have some books around my sewing things. I have some books around finances and managing your business finances. So one of those certifications was as a certified financial coach, and so again, I'm just really pulling all of these things together in the $1 Billion Boss Babe Collective, because with that membership, we will be offering not only your business support, but also retreats to help you step into your feminine energy and your self-love, your self-discovery, and building that sisterhood.
Yep, that's right. So make sure you tap in with Sonya on Facebook to become a part of their private community, as well as get all her information below. And while you're down there getting that information, make sure you like and subscribe. Now, we have finally broken over 100 subscribers. I'm so excited about it. However, we are going to need like 900 more. So if you would just tell 10 people about it, and then maybe if 2 of them like it, maybe here in the next couple of months we can hit that 1,000 so that we can get our message out to more people, because this show is all about the winning mindsets of people that I know and admire from near and far. So I just appreciate you tapping in. I appreciate you watching all the way to the end, and keep in mind, it is always flawless living made simple. You have a great week, okay? We got a few more good episodes coming up for December, so stay tapped in, okay? Sending love and blessings.